Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the 4 units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Welcome to the Balking Dead, fellas, where there is no sleep for the wicked, guys. We're coming off our first losing day in a freaking minute, and it had to take an injury. If that's what's going to take to beat me, guys, yeah, we are strapped in for the month of June, guys, and it's either been an injury or a hook that's beaten me, and we've got a beautiful card to talk about. Of course, guys, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go over there, use that promo code PUBSPORTS. On your first deposit, they will match you up to 100, minimum of 25. You already know, guys, we do have another sponsor on this show, Dubby, a clean energy powder with no come down to your day. Simply scanning the QR code on screen, you will get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code in the history of the internet, and that's Pub Sports, fellas. Shout out to the chat. Y'all ready up in here rocking. I see you, AOD, Rocco Rogers, fucking LJ. The truthers are up in there going and banging. So let's get to the damn money, guys. If you haven't, make sure you smash that like button, as I don't ask for much, and make sure you do have the notification bells on. I started to put timestamps, guys, in the comment section after every show. At worst, the recap with all the bets, and at best, the timestamp for every pitcher. We're going to cover 6 pitchers today, guys. Yesterday, they pushed back the Wheeler start and the Lynn start. So if you want to go back to yesterday's episode, the timestamps are in there. I am not looking at Lynn with the 5 lefties that they did decide to run out. So you don't have to waste your time there if you don't want to. But Wheeler is definitely worth a look with how much I will strap him up today. We will compare the best lines available when they first open up to the best line available 30 minutes prior to this show. And then we will compare them to what PrizePicks has to offer. First day not in the black, guys, in a while, guys. It is what it is. Life's a bitch and you marry one. And I'm right back to it, guys. Like I said, the 3 other guys that played yesterday, we were spot on with. We were spot on with Bybee. We were spot on with Pablo Lopez. And we were spot the fuck on with Chris Bassett, guys, as he cashed his outs with his strikeouts at the same time, bro. And yeah, we're just seeing the board well. We're staying off when staying off is meant to be, but today we ain't doing that. So let's talk Luis Severino versus the White Sox. Number 41 in the black book this year. He's got a 27% K percentage with a nice 7.4 walk percentage. Morning line, MGM had the best line available when I woke up at 6+ minus 130. He is now at 7+ at plus 110 on DraftKings best line available. PrizePicks has him at a 6, whereas hits allowed under over on PrizePicks are at a flat 5. 7 righties, 2 lefties for your White Sox. K per 9 in 2022, guys, as he's only played a few games this year. Home, he had an 11 K per 9. We're on the road, 8.8. We got our boy at home. Lefties, 6.9 K per 9. We're at an elite 12.2 versus the right-handed side. Now, I'm so glad this game cracked off, guys, because like yesterday, I would have had action, and I have action. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning and took Severino over 5.5 minus 130, and I had a hard on once I seen the lineup from yesterday, guys. Before the game got pushed back, they were projecting those 7 righties and 2 lefties. So I set my alarm for 3 a.m. and I slept through it, guys, and I woke up and I saw a projected 5 righties, 4 lefties. I put the bet in, guys, is what it is. And I'm like, nah, dude, you're right, Sharpie. Stick to what you know. And we got the 7 righties, 2 lefties. That was already going to be the lineup they were going to run out versus a righty yesterday. So why were they going to change it today, you dumb projection makers? So because of that and the righties in the lineup is why it's gotten fucking steamed, guys. This guy over the last year and a half, granted 3 games this year, he has struck out righties at a disgusting rate compared to the left-handed. 7K per 9, guys. There is a 5 strikeout difference from the right-handed to the left-handed side, guys. Then we look at these White Sox numbers. Over the last 15 days, guys, they're not walking at a disgusting 6.2%. Bottom 5 in every hidden category, and they're striking out at a 24% clip. Everything adds up, guys, for Severino to have a great day, as he's had some tough matchups to start the year in the Padres and Dodgers, while getting 5 versus the Reds on a pitch count. We were on that under, guys, on that day because I knew he was only going 70 pitches, and it was a sweat. So if the baseball gods allow this game, which they it looks like they are going to allow this game to play, I've got that 5.5 in my pocket. Now, I do, for those who don't get my picks before this show, I would take Severino down to the 6, and I'm a vagina type better, guys. So I would hook him to Wheeler at 6 at a minus 137. That's a 7-cent juice on what I paid. That ain't fucking shit, guys. Now, if you want the plus money, the even money bet, you're going to go Wheeler 7 and hook Sevy up to the 6, guys. But I would definitely go for that more guaranteed type money when you're hooking up a person to get there. So I'm a vagina type better. I would look towards the 6 and 6 at the minus 137 range to get him at the 6 that I want. Next, guys, we have a beast pitching matchup of the day. I see LJ talking about it, one of them, guys, and it's Big Fram Diesel versus Jose Barrios, guys, and I used to call him Bummios. That ain't him no more. That ain't him. Oh, Lord Jesus. He's back. He's back. Let's talk 40, though, in the black book. Framer Valdez at the Blue Jays. He has a 27% K rate on the year with a nice 5.1 walk percentage. Opened him up last night on FanDuel at plus 118 to the 6+. He's right around there at the best line available is on FanDuel at the plus 120 for 6 strikeouts. PrizePicks has him at 5 or more, whereas hits, earned runs, and outs were not available on PrizePicks. The projected lineup for your Astros is 7 righties, 2 lefties. This year, Valdez has a 9.4 K per 9 at home compared to a 10 on the road where he's at today. Granted, he does have 50 innings pitched at home compared to 28 on the road. This year, he's been the dead-ass same lefty righties, 9.6 K per 9. Don't matter. He has been Big Fram Diesel. So let's talk Big Fram Diesel versus the daunting Blue Jays, guys. And we get a very low number with some plus money on it because these Jays numbers versus lefties over the last 200 plate appearances, which actually aren't good if you look at it from afar, guys. But only 125 plate appearances versus lefties in that span. And I had to go back a month just to get 125 plate appearances, guys. They seen Shane McClanahan in one of those where that guy went 6 innings. He only had 5 strikeouts. I knew we would get some plus money or some juice on the 5.5. It's not a janky number. It's the books respecting the Blue Jays. Now, the fact is do you respect the Blue Jays? And that's the question that we've got to answer, guys. And good pitching beats good hitting any day of the week. And when we look at Valdez this year, when he's faced teams who can actually hit lefties, where the K prop said no to an over like it does today, he is 2-2 to the over 5.5 where they put him. Granted, one of those games was on just 85 pitches to start the year. And he only had 4 innings, though, versus the White Sox. 4 strikeouts in 5 innings versus the White Sox. So he still would have needed 2 in that last inning to cash. And you can't always guarantee 2 when you're seeing a team for the 3rd time through the lineup, guys. So you can't say, oh, he was going to cash that. No, actually, it would have been a goddamn sweat and you might have got hooked. So is what it is. He's 2-2 right now when he's faced teams that can hit lefties this year, like the Blue Jays. So what is going to give? like I say, guys, all the time, strikeouts do not correlate with sides or totals in any ways. I can see this man hitting a beautiful 7-inning game with 5 strikeouts, or I could see a nice 6 innings game and he ends up racking up them strikeouts because them base runners are on, guys. I've got him in between that 5 and 8 range, guys, and there's just not enough numbers there for me to say go out there and play this guy and hammer his K prop in these situations, as the man is 2-2. But one thing I'll tell you guys is where McClanahan got pulled at 90 pitches, they ain't pulling Framer at 90, guys. They're not. This big frame diesel, guys, this guy goes 100 plus on the regular. So if he's clicking like McClanahan was clicking, you're going to have that shot not to get hooked, guys. So it is either over or nothing with Valdez today. But I've got a different type of bet in this game, guys, and I'll get to it after I talk about Jose Barrios versus these Astros. He's number 84 in the black book, and God, I crossed him out last year and threw him to all hell. But that's a different year, guys. And 2023, he's got a 23% K percentage with a nice 7.5 walk percentage. Opened him up on FanDuel, was 5 plus minus 128. Now the best line available is on DraftKings at a minus 135 to that over 4.5. PrizePicks has him at a flat 5, whereas hits allowed under over are at 5.5. Projected lineup for your Astros, 7 righties, 2 lefties. I think I said your projected lineup for your Astros last time. Both Blue Jays and Astros are projected 7 righties, 2 lefties. So if I said it wrong, my bad. Yeah, home this year, Jose Barrios has a 9.6 K per 9 compared to an 8 on the road. Granted, he does only have 24 innings pitched compared to just 47 on the road. Lefties, he's got a 9 K per 9, while righties, he's got an 8.3. It does match his career K per 9, guys, even though over the past few seasons he has struggled versus the left-handed side, and he fell just off the face of the earth. That's not the case. He's now putting up his career type numbers again. Man, this man has been something special to watch, guys, since we talked about the Pedro Martinez talk. And yeah, we have talked about it so much on this show, guys, that 8 out of his last 9 games, he's given up 3 earned runs or less. And he's finally looking like the guy that these Blue Jays paid that nice fat contract to. And he gets an Astros team, guys, where earlier this year he went 7 strong innings, but only had 3 strikeouts, when the number said he should have hit that over 4.5 that he was that week. Now, the Astros numbers over the past 15 days versus righties, they're not walking at a 7%, and they're not striking out at a 22% clip. And they're middle of the pack to average. They're middle of the pack to 10th OPS, and they're top 3 in isolated power. I know the Astros, guys, have a lineup to be afraid of. But this man has gone up versus some really good hitting teams in his span of good baseball, guys. And we say it all the time. Good pitching beats good hitting. And I expect another quality start from Jose Barrios today. I have no bet on his K prop. We have the ace effect in this game, guys, where we've got 2 aces on the mound. And if we get a quick first inning, we can be in for a 2-hour game, as they both can get into a groove. And when these guys get into grooves, they get to going. So I'm on a half unit on the under 8 at minus 102 on the full game right here, guys. I don't have a bet on the prop. The lean heavy is on Valdez is over, even though everything says no right there. And Barrios, guys, I would actually look like how Bassett. I would look towards that outs prop if you want to play his K prop, as I think he needs to be out there deep. I thought that with Bassett yesterday, and that was with Jordan in the lineup, guys. They took Jordan out. He got steamed, bro. He got so much juice hit on that K prop that he ended up hitting it, guys, but he should have hit that a lot sooner without no Jordan in the lineup. They should have their regular everyday lineup today. And if you want to take Jose Barrios, and this is just my opinion, it could be asshole wrong, guys. So there is a few guys who watch the show for the first time and be like, oh my God, you suck so bad when you said so. Bro, if you think I'm right about 100% of fucking things, bro, my name ain't Jesus Cristo, bro. I'm sorry. And my name ain't Jeebus. But we've got another great game to talk about, guys. And I appreciate you guys for smashing the like. as I don't got a rant, dude. I really do appreciate that. Justin Verlander at the Braves, number 17 in the black book. This year he's got a 20.5 K percentage with a nice 6.2 walk percentage. Open him up on FanDuel at 6+ at -112. The best line available is still on FanDuel at that -118. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas hits, earned run, outs are not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup for your Braves, which is the lineup now, it is 5 righties and 4 lefties. K per 9 in 2023, guys, as he's only had 6 games this year. He's only had 6 games, take that into fact. He has a 7.6 at home, 7.4 on the road, and a 8 K per 9 versus the left-handed side and a 7 versus the right-handed side. His career, though, guys, he averages the same 9.1 home road, and he's always struck lefties out at a better rate than righties at a strikeout more. Now, guys, we get Verlander coming off of a beast-ass start versus a Blue Jays team that was crushing the ball. Now he gets a Braves team by the numbers who are in the same in every hitting category that the Jays were, except they're actually better in the isolated power department. So what's going to give? We know on this show, guys, that we like to think good pitching beats good hitting. And I think Verlander shows up today. And I had a heavy lean on the over 5.5, I do have a heavy lean. I have a heavy lean on the over 5.5. I do not have a bet on the over 5.5. And that's because we got the ace effect that we just talked about, guys. And when we get 2 guys going that can have a very quick first inning, they can start clicking away and the innings can start going by really, really, really quick, guys. And Verlander, Strider is definitely 2 guys that if they get caught in a groove, this game could be over in 2 hours. And whoever hits the home run with a runner or 2 on is going to win that type of game, guys, in my opinion. So what are we going to do with him here, guys? When we look at these types of crazy ass numbers, he's lost his 5.5, 1 out of his last 3 games, guys, that he's been a 5.5, with his only win coming versus those Blue Jays team. Okay, well, who did he play? Played in Colorado. Okay, never good really for a K prop. And then he played a Cleveland team, guys, who was on our no-fly zone when running a K prop. Not one of those games said to play as K-prop, nor does it today, guys. But that's where we are different on this show. When we know numbers are like lawyers, they don't necessarily lie to you. They just don't tell you the whole truth. And I've watched this Braves team a lot, guys. They look to drive the baseball, doubles and bombs, guys. And when you have that attack at the plate, you leave yourself open for days, guys, like Max had the other day. A day. So there is mass volatility in this spot. And because of that and the lineups coming out with those 4 lefties, I'm going to put a half unit, guys, on Verlander at 5+. And I tied him to my boy Wheeler today at 7+ at that -116 range. He's had 5 or more guys in 4 of his 6 starts this year. If we take out Cleveland, who nobody really hits up, he's got it. And then 4 of 5 starts. So I took him down to the number I felt comfortable. Yes, the lean is heavy on that over 5.5, but there is volatility there to where he could get taken out early if he starts getting hit hard, like these Braves can do to people at times. Now let's talk the other side. Our GOAT. The face of Mount Rushmore K-props. Number 8 in the black book, Spencer Strider, gets these daunting Mets. This year, he's got a 40.6 K percentage and a 9.4 walk percentage. Morning line, 9+ +106 at FanDuel. Closing line was +102 on FanDuel. 8.5 on PrizePicks, whereas hits allowed under over are at 4. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties for your Mets. Whereas K per 9 this year is just disgusting. 15.7 K per 9 at home compared to 13.5 on the road. And he's got a 15.4 K per 9 versus the left-handed side and a elite 13.8 versus the right-handed side. Now we get our GOAT, guys, versus a Mets team who don't strike out. And they are on one of my no-fly zones that you have to have a good reason, guys, to play a K-prop over. Well, is Spencer Strider not a good reason? All right, guys, I get it. You got to be better than that on this show. Well, how about these Mets projecting 5 left-handed bats and in their projected lineup, whereas K per 9 versus that side this year, since adding in that nasty changeup is disgusting 15.4 batters per 9 innings. and they have Alonso in that projected lineup, where I really doubt we see him today, guys, after getting hit on the hand. He was in some brutal pain, even though that x-ray did come back negative. Last year, Strider did have problems striking out these Mets. He's seen them 3 times, one of them being a back-to-back. He had 8 in the first game, then 5 and 4 on the back-to-back. Well, we all know, guys, he is not the guy from last year, as he's added in that changeup that is just going to get better and better and better as the year goes on. I have seen him throw this pitch on 3-2 counts. So the fact that he trusts it, you can tell by that K per 9 this year that he trusts it versus the left-handed side, because that's the pitch that's been getting him. It tails away from them hitters, guys. This year, he's seen the Mets going 5 innings with just 8 strikeouts, when of course the numbers said no, like they always do, when they were crushing the ball with a 297 team average and 800 OPS as a team. Well, their walking K percentage still say no, guys, but they are not hitting like the way they were then, guys. They are now hitting as a team 212 average, as a OPS is a 678 now, guys. So I'm going to take our GOAT today over 8.5 at that plus money. And I went half unit because I have him at home here. I have him versus a lefty projected stack lineup. And I may go a whole unit once I do see the lineups, and if I am right with my suspicion of Alonso not being in the lineup. Yeah, guys, this is a hog, and I expect him to want to have a great game. He's already hates the Mets, guys. Like, let's just be real. The guy hates the Mets. He's barked at the Mets a few times his rookie year, guys. And he's coming off of his most walks in a game, guys. So he is a guy who looks at his craft, who studies his craft, and who is a legit pitcher, not just a guy who's got heat, guys. So we've got one of our studs. I've got a half unit on him right now on the 8.5. And if Alonso's not in the lineup like I'm projecting, I'll look at that full unit once I run through the lineups in a projected model. Reed Detmers, guys, versus Cubs. Oof, our boy Reed, bro. We don't talk about Reed Detmers enough on this show. I know, because he sucks ass, guys. But he does our job when we bet him. Black Book number 33, Reed Detmers versus the Cubs this year. He's got a 26.5 K percentage and a 9.3 walk percentage. Morning line 7 plus at plus 120 on FanDuel. Now at best line available is plus 115 on DraftKings. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, whereas hits, earned runs, and outs are not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup for your Cubbies: 8 righties, 1 lefties, where Detmer's K per 9 this year, where we got him at home. He's got a 12.4 K per 9 at home compared to an 8.9 on the road. They're projecting 8 righties, even beautifuler, because that's where he averages his 11.1 compared to a strikeout per inning versus the left-handed side. Now, guys, we get Reed Detmers in a spot that's been straight money for us this year, and that is a team with a 24 K percentage or worse. But, guys, we've always got a 5.5, guys, when facing these teams. And at the moment of this write-up, and they still ain't came off of it, they are at a 6.5 with the heavy plus money on the side. So, we look at the Cubs' numbers versus lefties over the last 200 plate appearances. They are walking at a nice 10.2%. Middle of the pack batting average and OPS, well, bottom of 10 in isolated power. And there it is, fellas. They're striking out at a 28% clip. And this year, guys, when Detmers has faced a team with a K percentage of 24 or worse, he is 3-5 to this over 6.5. But yet he's 5-0 to the over 5.5, averaging 7.6 strikeouts a game in these spots. We talk wiggle room a lot on this show, guys, and man, I need my wiggle room for a guy like Reed Detmers as he gets worse and worse and worse the more he sees a team. As the third time through a lineup this year, he is getting hit at over a 500 fucking clip, guys. He goes from a 200-ish range the first time to a close to 300 the second time through the lineup to over a 500 batting average against the third. When we have catched this, guys, we have catched this guy early, and then usually the fucking wagon just falls apart for this guy. Yes, we did talk about him having a career day versus the Twins, how it was in the numbers, you know. The Twins really do blow versus lefties just every which way you want to look. So, at any given time, Reed Detmers can fall off the track is what I'm getting at, guys. And I've got a heavy lean right now on this Cubs money line in a spot, guys, on the other side real quick, where Smiley has a nice 3.5 ERA, guys. And he's given up 11 runs in 2 games to the Reds. If you take out those 2 games, he has a sub-1 ERA on the year, guys. So we talked about Wheeler yesterday and how I'm going to be using him at a 7+. And if you want to, you can go back to yesterday's episode and hit the timestamp and see why I'm using him at the 7 today. And I'm going to take him to the 7+ because that's the number I want. And I'm going to hook him down to Detmers at the 6+. And I got plus 106 for a full unit, guys. Now, like I said, I took him down to the 6+ because he is 5-0 to the over 5.5 when facing a K percentage of 24 or worse. Yet he's 3-2 to the over 6.5 where he's at today. And I get the wiggle room at the 5.5. He averages 7.6. I've got 5.5, technically 6. So I've got 1.6 of wiggle room in case of shit goes south. And that dude does start to get the living dog shit hit out of him the 3rd time through the lineup, like it has tend to be with our guy. And I mean, shitty teams versus lefties hit him, guys. Granted, he pitched great, pitched a good game versus the Twins. Brewers got to him. Brewers don't get to many people, guys. So, I mean, there were some teams in there where it was just like, damn, Reed Detmers is a sweat, fellas. And I've got to pull him down to that 6 and hook him to my wheels to feel safe to even bet that guy. But it is a full unit bet because he's been money to me at that number today, guys. So let's get on the wheels train, guys. We've got 75 plus on a moving day, 50 likes on a moving day. For those in here, guys, Sharpie 316, roll 34. We do not chase women or K props. So, yes, I hooked Wheeler up to 7 on a lot of my bets today, right? I also got a quarter unit on Wheeler at 10+ at plus 250. So, get in where you fit in. I do think he has a day. I just do not chase K props. He shouldn't even be a 7.5. I know you're going to be like, Sharpie is a 7.5. It's juiced. I'll take that. Okay, I'm just a guy who bets people's averages. His average over his last 10 games is 6.5. Okay, that at the end of the day, I think he murders it today. You're right, but that's just not the way I bet, guys. When books want to be taxed and add people on, so that's the way I took it there. Well, I do got a lot of bets hooked to him on the lower numbers. So, if you are just tuning in for the recap, do me a favor and hit the like button, as it does help the algorithms more than you know. And you guys are soldiers who do hit it, guys. For every like 300 likes on my shows, I've got damn near 100 likes. That's 3-1. I don't know many people are getting 3-1 likes on their show. So appreciate you guys. So I must be doing something right. Today on the Balking Dead, we started with Severino, guys. I got in this morning at 4:30, 5.5 minus 130. He started taking juice and moved to the 6.5 once the lineups came out. I don't like to take guys up a number, but even if you are, I would go half unit on him, guys, or I would go double 6 parlays with Wheeler and Severino at 6s, and you get a minus 137. That's the way I would attack that. Then we talk Valdez versus Barrios, and I don't have a bet on any prop. But I have a lean on Valdez's K prop to the over, and it's a really heavy lean, guys. But the bet I do have in this game is the under 8 for a half unit on the full game. I think both these guys come out and shove, and that's the way I wanted to attack this game the more and more I looked into it. Then we got into the next, probably the best premier pitching matchup of the day. We talked Verlander versus Strider. I have a half unit on Verlander, pulled down the 5+, hooked to Wheeler 7+, and then I got that at a minus 116. I will put in the timestamp of why I took down Verlander if you want to know why. And I have a half unit straight bet, guys, on Strider at 9+ at the plus 108. And I will look for the full unit if my suspicions are right about Alonso not being in the lineup today. We finished up, guys, with our boy Reed Detmers, and I went a full unit alt parlay. I put Wheeler at 7+, and I dropped Detmers to 6+, where he has his 100% win percentage in these 5 spots. And that's where I wanted him, and I got him at a plus 106, guys. So appreciate you all for tuning in. Big Show Picks is going to drop a link, a backyard talk with him, Billy Briz, and Mills, with special guest Just My 2 Cents, as they talk the upcoming UFC pay-per-view, Nunez versus Aldana. But who cares about that, guys? We all care about Dariush versus Oliveira. So do us a favor, check it out, and hit up Big Show Pick with anything they should add should add or not add, as it does go a long way, guys, for a guy who will go a long way for you. Big Show motherfucking picks, that is, guys. And like I said at the beginning, I will be adding in timestamps at best for the recap. At worst for the recap, at best for every pitcher we talk about that day. Appreciate you all for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on earth, the Brocking Dead, on what hopes to be another good day for the good guys. Rest in peace, Razor Ramon. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks, guys. If you haven't, go on over there. Use that promo code PubSports and get a match deposit up to $100 on your first deposit, minimum of $25. Until next time, guys, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by Big Show Picks and on Pub Sports Radio. I know I usually come up with something cool. I know I usually don't come up with something cool. But let's just have a fucking day, guys. That's all. Let's just have a day. Stay healthy, pitchers. Stay healthy. You know, we did our job. You just got to stay healthy, and the books are going to pay us. So let's get our money.
Keep firing, assholes!